Just gotta do the thing for the auto scroller because I'm nice and considerate. Oh, actually, I can do that on the laptop. Actually, no, I can't because it's being slow. Hold on. Yeah. Yeah, they almost recognize the name, but I remember newer. I remember, but I used to do the shop. I missed rolling. I decided I would afterwards. And I wanted to, on the thing with Apple, now just be nice and do something for the scrollers with the setup of putting the title in the comments. Okay. That might do a thing jump posted. Okay, here I am, people. Oh, 1 minute. There's something else in here that I didn't get. I guess I'm not going to be hearing this. Hopefully, we don't get over any cameras. There's nothing else to really okay. That's all. Be just fine. Okay. Actually, that's right. I just wanted to turn this on and see what the charge is. Kind of want to do this too, but well.
Battery 40%.
Yeah, I would say this needs to be plugged in more than this does. Okay, so I'll bring that over here. Oh, right. I guess I can't have them both plugged in at the same time. I can have that plugged in when we use it. I just need to remember this. Okay, boom. Boom, boom. So someone that I follow, I was going to look at them for inspiration. It did kind of come into my mind as something maybe to do because they did a lot of Christmas songs and some of them were unique choices. But I felt more ignored in their videos and chat than ever. They did seem like they're very organized with what they want to play. I mean, Christmas lends itself to specifically Christmas music. Um, Whereas other times, I don't know if they have songbooks, but maybe they want like to be more open then because there's more variety with the music outside of Christmas, unless you don't do Christmas music at Christmas. So, but they were reading some comments and they just usually remind they didn't. So I am open to suggestions as far as that goes. But other than that, yeah, I decided to do one anyway since I have a little bit of time. I just wanted to ask, how is Christmas for everybody? What does it look like for you? What doesn't it look like? What are the things that you would like it to look like? That kind of stuff. We can talk about other stuff too. We got 1, 2, and now 3 of you here, and let's just make it good and fabulous for each other, like it says. Yeah, I do have some plans tomorrow aside from the stuff I'm going to be doing at home. And I am just hoping that it goes well. I don't know what to think for sure, but there was some things that made it sound appealing, so I said yes, and we'll see. Yeah, I know it can be a hard time of year for people though, so And, a lot of those people don't deserve for it to be. So I'm just here spreading some love and light. And yeah, here to talk with folks. I mean, I'll probably have some time tomorrow to do that as well, but tomorrow's tomorrow. I've been quite worried about my health. I'm sure I'll be fine, but and then all for everyone. It's almost as if you all thought, well, yeah, actually, I think I'd rather. I need this more tomorrow, the actual day. But it is like I say, one of those holidays that sometimes, it's the whole kind of hustle and bustle in the season. It's not just Christmas Day. That's kind of you know a challenge. So I'm just heating up my coffee. We're getting it ready to heat up, and this morning the person didn't want to stick around for it. You're missing out. Oh, but then we got three back already. So they've been dancing around. There might be some people also that are thinking, I should be getting ready for Christmas, but it's too stressful. Will they like the gift I got them? Should I give it to somebody else? Give them something else? Should I just, maintain my sanity and stay home? And I get that. I do get that. But it's back up to 4, and I hope we might have a nice chat. Maybe shouldn't have this quite so close to the microwave, but we got a like, and I appreciate that. I'm gonna make things really sweet here and fill our sugar canister, whatever you have. Oh, it's gonna get even sweeter than that. Then this bucket will be empty, and I'll have to fill it. Now, I did look at a post earlier today, and it wasn't about that. Hi, Katrina McDonald. I'm almost wondering if I may have had conversations with you before in a different medium, perhaps, because there's a Katrina that follows the channel, and it's fine if that's the case. But yes, yeah, like I said, if you'd like to answer the question in the comment I put above, feel free. And yeah, I'm curious if you've been to the channel before or if it's your first time, which it would be if you hadn't been, and or how you came across it. That's what I usually say. And if you'd like to say where you're watching from. Oh, Scotland. Oh, well, that's okay. No profile photo, by the way, but that's lovely because well, I was watching. It was okay for a little while, but I was watching a guy video today, and he had a piece of art. Nothing fancy, although I think he said it was a painting, and the texture of the snow, the windows in the like it was like an apartment building or whatever, like a 4-story apartment building maybe, and the windows, all looked very perfect, and I thought it looked like an actual photo, and I think he was saying some people say that. Anywho, but my grandparents are from Scotland. I wouldn't be. I'd be a little disappointed if you didn't throw in some Scottish slang while we're chatting. Just not bloody. I've always hated that one. But my grandmother, um, she was either from Glasgow or Edinburgh, and she was one of the very few people I knew. Another older lady from some groups I used to go to and music venues, but there was one other lady that I think I've met 3 people. I mean, online you come across people, but even that not that often. But I think I've met. Well, that lady always reminded me of my grandmother. Now it's down to 1. Is it still you, Katrina? Anyway, that have the Scottish accent, and largely that's the slang, not entirely, but and that's one thing I miss about her. Like I say, I don't run into it all that often, being that I'm here in Canada, and I don't. So, but I don't know if it's still you here or not, and if it is, it looks like the others were scared away by our Scottish talk. Hey, what's wrong with the Scots? I could try and do an. I have one of those hats with the fake JFG somewhere, but who knows where. Now, what I'm doing at the moment is, like I say, filling the sugars. But I'm also Okay, I know we got one. I thought we got, are they both here? Yeah, okay. Katrina, are you still there? Who is watching? Feel free to say, no need to be shy. I don't usually like to have this light on, but if he doesn't need to do the night thing, then we can have it off on Christmas and do the candlelight and this light over here and all that. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Ooh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I think before I start that, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. That takes us back to childhood. And I'm sure that's the other thing that a lot of people experience over the holidays, myself included, is the nostalgia, right? And what comes to mind with that? It's true that, well, I mean, it'll depend on the people in the chat and what they're saying, but this could be very much like tomorrow's if I do one. Same kind of questions. And I mean, I feel like there's only so many types of answers that, that could be given, but maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I'm just going to close this for a moment. As I says, I'm just doing the what do they call it? The fascinating out of, well, I think it's, this is where I think my neuropathy, one of the reasons I think it's getting a bit worse is that, I'm not sure I left. I guess it's a busy time of year to just popping in. Maybe she's already been sitting on YouTube for a while, or her phone died. Anywho, it's like my feet aren't that cold, but they're sort of cold, so I put on socks. Putting on socks. Songs of joy and peace. Oh, I wish I had a river. There's a song from them that I could do. But I submitted that cover to radio because I think they were looking for covers. And also Josh Groban one. And yeah, they go there. Should have, but didn't. So I went as intense as I meant to do music. Hi, Roger. Visited not long ago, and I just going to say hi. Wishing you and your family the very best. Thank you. Yeah, so, wish I had a river I could skate away on. Anyway, so, yeah, I'm just, okay. Oh, thought I'd buried it for a minute. I'm just topping up our sugar canister, making some coffee. And at this time of the day, before dinner, till the other person in the home is ready for dinner, I usually make coffee and have something with it. I'm not sure what that something should be. I have eaten fairly well today. Well, pizza wouldn't necessarily be classified as well, I suppose, especially since it was kind of boring and from the freezer. Leftovers, too, at that. But, and I guess I took a vitamin or two. I had a fairly decent first meal of the day. What I'm actually thinking maybe I should have, if I can locate them, is them brand cookies. Did you not buy more today? Oh yeah, here. Well, this isn't a new box, but that's what we have. And if you did, not to find out. And sometimes it's because I make a meh cup. It's like, I've made better. And other times it's just that, other times it's, just like to have something to have with it. But a nice visit would classify as well. So, just doing that, I think I found, even though it's not much, just a couple of brand cookies, I think I've decided what I'm going to have. I don't know if I'm going to have anything else. I've also been having a dessert. Speaking of nostalgia, not really to this time of year, just, that I don't have very often. I've been having a dessert lately, and I'm planning to have that after dinner, so I don't really need to, there's not a lot of pasta left over, but I don't really need to have much more other than this anyway, I don't think. So, but yeah, I guess it's true. I need this for later today. I don't really need the thing. And this, okay. Now I'm just going to see if it's hot enough, because some like it hot. I like my coffee hot. My tea I'm a little more neutral about. I'm not really sure why that is, but it is. Yeah, I think I'm going to heat it up a little bit. So, and then we'll head to the living room and we'll have a little visit. So if you have any, well, we can have the visit here too. But so if you have any favorite songs, if you have anything you'd like to talk about, it's not gotten pushed up that much yet, but on the smaller screen, I suppose, in a moment or next time I get a call, so pin that to the top, and I guess it goes to the bottom too, so that's good. It covers all purposes. No filter sometimes, I tell you. It's even quite versatile. Sorry for the multitasking. I'll be finished in just a moment here. Yeah, see, my feet are already, or not, I don't think this is TMI. It's just simply stating my feet have already gotten warm and I haven't had the socks on that long rather. I don't think they were all that cold, but my neuropathy was giving them the sensation that they were. So yeah, I'm going to be, like I say, starting up with more vitamins and yeah. Just going to come over to the, okay, that's probably going to be too long. I don't know, but mine's 26 seconds. It was fairly all right. Yeah, now it's even better. That's perfect, actually. Perfect. I'm glad I checked it. Now, and that is on, but it doesn't sound like it's that loud. It's kind of like any quieter, and I don't think I'd hear it. But I'm going to mostly be talking, trying to keep the momentum going. And I might have something else very, very light that might be recognizable, certain sounds in it. But if this is having quiet spurts, I might do that. Or at least maybe I'll watch it the cat coming on. I sort of want to open that door for some fresh air. But no, I think I'm just going to take off my socks. Stay a while. Relax and enjoy, right? Oh, that's the other thing I did want to do, though, is quickly top off my water as well. Getting my beverages all made here at the bar, and then we'll go from there. I would like to be there. I mean, you can always put me on. Even though, I'd rather we get more opportunities and the dinner making is quick, he can play a bit of piano maybe, and I'll preview that. But right now I'm doing this, and if people are watching or chatting, I want to focus on those people. And like I said, try to make the holiday season a little better. Whether it's already pretty decent or a struggle. There was somebody very briefly there and they left. I'm going to hope it was the person who's already commented because, actually, you know what? I might heat that up a little bit more. I'm thinking maybe they, their phone died and they tried to get it a little bit charged and come back, but it just wasn't charging or whatever, so they ran away. Or, I don't know, maybe the device is being wonky. Because when you say a thing like what I said just before the only person that was there at the time was there left, you'd think they'd get a bit of you'd think. That's an interesting, I did wipe that. There was an interesting, you see that? That's a weird thing for a light to do. I understand I have this light on, but just at the corner of that painting, you see that, right? But then when I move, do you see that? Now it's kind of just around here, this area. And it's kind of like a, mostly light, like a mid-tone blue. Looks a bit like not quite a full moon, technically, but a moon. I've never noticed that before. Thought maybe it was reflecting off of that. Or that, because they have blue on them. Oh, I guess it's gotta be an orb. It's a great segue to that topic, isn't it? You know, I kind of am on the fence. I kind of feel like sometimes they're just light spots, but I don't mind, the thought that it could be, you know, how do they define it? Like I know how some people think of it, but I'm thinking, how do they define it? Um, I can't slide that, huh? I don't like that question. I'd rather somebody answer my question. Um, I think that they would define orb as well, then a ball of light from the spirit world, maybe. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't see it now. That's all I know. That's kind of odd. Okay, I'm just gonna put another water in the fridge, and yeah, I'm moments away from sitting down in the living room and relaxing. Since there's somebody here, two people now, and one just got here, I kind of do want to stay on screen while I do this, so I'm just going to be walking into the other room for a moment, and the light is low, and the night and the light is low, looking for the place to go, where they play the right music, everything's it's actually not as dark as I thought it was, so you got a song out of it though. And they laughed. Both of them laughed. Not fans of that music, I guess. Or that song. It's Okie Dokie from Muskokie. Okay. This, that, this, and yeah. Do I have enough hands? This looks like an octopus with minus a few legs. Okay. But I think I do. So let's do it. Come with me and you'll see. um, if you truly wish to be, if you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Want to see the world? Let's do it. There's nothing to it. Yeah, but the song requests though could even be holiday songs. That would make sense around this time of year. But I also understand some people might not want to hear them. But it's whatever the people watching right now would want. Some people though they'd be like, you know, too triggered, or it's a hard time to be like. Say for some. That being said, I think that, and I know it's hard. But I do feel that we have to. It shouldn't necessarily be a goal, and it doesn't. In some ways, I would agree that I don't feel like it should feel like we have to, but sometimes we do have to, or sometimes it's good to try and sit through a little discomfort, and it can be worth it. Now, why I'm moving around so much is it's kind of annoying. Some of you know from my anemia, I use chapstick quite often, and also, where's the dog? Is he really being good, or did he run back upstairs? Oh, he probably went back upstairs. 1 minute, 1 moment. I do appreciate that up there he won't be distracting, noisy. He'll be getting his dinner soon, and then a special one on Christmas. But I have too many waters out here from earlier in the day that need to go back in the fridge. But just up there for a while. I'd really rather than just be down here. I can give him something to amuse himself with. What was the other thing I was saying? Oh yeah, where did all the discos that were sitting there? We were not on short supply of them, and I don't see them on the table. And okay, here's one without a lid, but Here's 2. Good enough. Maybe there's another one in there, but I don't feel like doing that much organizing right now. Okay, so I'm just going to go get the dog. And then I'll be back. Take these off too, because my feet are getting warm. Well, I don't want them to start being smelly for you, right? Just kidding. Oh, I wouldn't though. Okay, I'm just very quickly running upstairs to bring our dog downstairs. So, maybe I'll put, I just want to see what this is. In fact, maybe I don't even have to go upstairs to get him up here. Hopefully get him downstairs on his own accord. Honey, come on. Come here. Yep. There you are. I know. Nothing fancy, but the thing from Joanne are kind of small and soft and won't take you very long to look at. Okay. So, one other thing. I'm sorry. I did kind of want to have that plugged in while I'm sitting here. Oh, right. Oh no. No. Oh no. That's the same with the speaker. I can have it plugged in while we use it though. And then I'll use that later tonight. I don't have much time this morning. Tomorrow morning. I got everything together, but for sleeping and a shower, which I should do both, then I might not. So yes, you can see the question put there. Honey, you can see the chew stick I gave you there on the floor. Focus on it instead of. Well, I guess he's focused on my cookie right now. Not that interesting. It's just a brand cookie. It's better than brand muffin because it doesn't have raisins in it. Weird. Neither of these is full, and that happens sometimes. It's like I think I've topped off one. It must have been one of those other ones. But these ones are. Well, this one was upstairs, and this is the one I must have just taken from the fridge because I must have brought the other one over here. Okay. Anyway, he's being good, and that's the main thing. Here's some examples of when he wasn't. Maybe I should probably get rid of this after this. The other day, he has a little thing he likes to sleep in, and I found some chocolate bar wrappers in the other day. But G said, be assured that he didn't get the chocolate. I guess he figured that he knew he'd eaten it, and then he knew that the dog had gotten into the garbage. And here's something that he chewed, a marker top, and there's another piece of it here, and there's got to be a couple more pieces of it. Never great when they chew pens, eh? It's like pens or markers, and they can get the stuff with the writing drawing liquid, right? It's not good. But it's being good right now, so I'm happy about that. And I found 2 of those, so that's good. And I'm only having the one kind later, but I could have it in that, and then I could have the piece of bread or something in that other one. So I should move this a little closer to me. And the laptop looks like it's about. Tell me. Oh, has it even unfrozen? No, it doesn't look like it. Not looking like it from that. Like all those except for one doesn't show the preview, and when I click it, it doesn't actually bring it forward. 74. Well, I mean, it's only been a couple of hours that it's been unplugged. I guess it keeps its charge pretty well. I'm also not been using it. I've just been kind of waiting for it so I can restart it up and hopefully, or it just suddenly decides to behave. But, I was kind of, I have some things that but I searched some of them, so that's okay. So then any of the things that were on the top, some of them, and the rest, it just is. So anyway, sorry, I was just verbalizing something there. And there was somebody there, and they left, and it's kind of like, okay, not interesting for you, okay. It was only lasting for a brief moment. Then it could have been, even better. um, so yeah, that's something I wanted. I think I meant to just look back at the other one. Thought there, hear what I hear from it with the speaker. Although I listened to something with the speaker when I was the other day, and it was when I was in the other room and couldn't hear most of it very well. Anyway, plus I was doing stuff in the kitchen, but so. Yeah, that is something I guess I could mention. It would be a very interesting conversation topic, not really on the theme of this, but again, if I roll tomorrow, then it would probably have a very similar theme. So, but I got back into watching a game show that I used to like, and until I saw one video that it was kind of disturbing, actually. I mean, some could say that show in general kind of is, but I have an open mind, and you kind of expect it with that show. The show I'm talking about is because of the host, but he actually seemed like a nice guy. His other show that he was on was a little too wild at times, and those people needed help, and I don't get why that show was televised, but but the game show that he hosted was well, nobody's here at the moment, I don't think. Um, but yeah, one thing I'm not liking about when it goes over that playlist is um, and then I have to reselect the video. I don't know if that's telling me something, but anyway, the show was Baggage. I don't know if you've seen it. For those that see this afterwards that haven't, um, basically, it's kind of a dating game show. Um, I mean, I think we all have baggage. I would love to hear honest answers. I think, maybe, I don't know. Honest answers as to what yours would say, if you'd like to say. Um, um, I watched a few full episodes today, but one of them, the middle part, they did differently. They just talked instead of answered questions. I was really surprised that the one guy didn't mind that the chick had came out of ex with the king. Huh? Whether we look at the fact that that was her ex or not, that's crazy. That wasn't the one he was willing to look past. But there was one involving animals, and honestly, it was probably not um, what the preview image showed it to look like it was saying. I think but I do feel whether the person had given this idea to them or the show, filled it in, around the ones that they gave. I do feel like they were meaning for it to sound that way. That's or they would show it in the preview anyway, because then it would seem like it was more in the moment. I don't know. It bothered me, and I decided not to keep watching it. But I like the concept of the show. Yeah, and we'll talk about it as soon as somebody tunes in. It'd be a very interesting thing for them to hear about as they tune in, especially if they've been on it or other shows. I did see a video of Wheel of Fortune earlier, and the person who was in that episode had posted it, and my comment got a like, but I don't know if it was from that person or not. But yeah, basically this show. So I've more so seen Just So Happened, and I hate to kind of segment this up and then stop and start, start. But yeah, okay. So basically so I'm going to try not to. As long as there's retention. So basically, there is. I've more so seen it be the woman trying to find the date, and there is I'm surprised I'm talking about it, but I was watching it today. Like I say, it was kind of nostalgic because it was the first time in ages. Because, I've got the gifting either done or ready for tomorrow, and otherwise I'm keeping it very simple. So, no, I haven't been exactly busy. That's what I'm trying to say, for the most part. Um, but yeah, anyway, I don't know. Like I say, it's nice when there's somebody here and at least know they're listening. Um, but I mean, I've started to talk about it, so I don't know if I should continue to. Anyway, basically, I'll take one more try to explain the show if you've never seen it. But like I say, I kind of feel like most people, not that I feel this all the time about stuff, but I feel like most people should kind of feel what I feel about and be turned off from it because of, the same reason. Um, maybe what I'm also asking is, maybe what I'd like to know is there a show similar to it that I could get into? But I'm thinking the dating game might be the most similar. Maybe I'm wrong. I know that we have a viewer that sometimes watches. She'd been away for a while and came back, uh, deal with health problems, but I guess that didn't mean just sitting scrolling through lives or whatever. But she had said that her mother, I believe, had been on Soul Train. So I'm just not getting very much, and this stuff soaks in really fast. Soul Train, which seems to me like it's just musicians performing and a bunch of people dancing. I mean, not that there's, not to sound like George and Seinfeld. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that seems to be what the premise is. But I still love to see the clip. So Jacqueline, if you're watching this, if you could help me find it, that'd be great. Um, wow, it's only 5:30 here. Holy smokers! No, well, that's because he got off of work early and we kind of went on with the day in a more of a kind of a, even when the routine is just kind of loosely flexible, we went about it kind of in a um, weekend type of way. So yeah, there's actually still quite a bit of the evening left, but we'll do this for a bit longer. Probably eat somewhere around 6:30. What was the other thing I said? Oh, right, this, which I'm kind of trying to do at the same time, and then 7:30 will be up there. Or maybe that's that thing because I just don't know if I'm gonna. And then if we can be finished by 9:30, we can be in bed by 10:30. That'd be great because might be nice if we could try and get a. I don't know if I had something. I'll tell them during the munchie portion or whatever. Yeah. Um, so yeah, that'd be nice. Because I had a nap. I'm trying to remember if I'm remembering kind of the night sleep or the nap. I don't think I slept during that. Maybe 20 minutes out of the hour 40 because it would. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't feel like I laid awake for that long either. Anyway, he wasn't having no sleep, and I'm still at this point looking forward to getting sleep. So, yeah. But this shows you how fast 40 minutes can go. I mean, I'm spending it differently than laying there trying to, have my body become a little more symptoms, which I wasn't feeling too strongly, but a little bit of neuropathy, I think, and thinking a little bit about tomorrow, and I mean, I'm talking here, so if you hadn't noticed, I'm speaking. That's not. That was actually one though on the Vegas one. Somebody had a fascination with Judge Judy. I experienced another Judge Judy. Oh wow, that was close. That'll be interesting to watch back. And then I saw one on Price is Right. She outbid the person by like $1 or whatever, but it wasn't an 01 bid. And then, sorry, just a moment. And then, I guess it was just something I said to myself at the time because this is the first stream I'm done today. I'm probably going to be the only one I do today. And basically, she stood in front of instead of beside the wheel. And then she wanted to stand in front of it as she watched it too, which I understand. That does make a bit more sense, but nobody really does it. You know, it's like she's on this show. You know, people are on this show. So I was judging her a little bit, but I kind of like the star otherwise. But you know, people on this, you know, big show that's popular and people are excited to be on, and some of them seem like they've never seen it. You know, or maybe they're just kind of overwhelmed in the moment, it's like all that stuff going on. Because I know I've seen some what do they call it? There must be yet another camera that kind of when they're coming back from commercials or whatever, and it shows them, and they've got like 4 cameras by the wheel. And I'm thinking, why do they need that many? You know, there was somebody a bit briefly there. Anyway, it came back some. Yeah, I'm thinking, why do they need that many? So maybe it was just, you know, she thought there was, maybe she was distracted by that, and she thought, you know, that one of them will catch her front on, or I don't know. But anyway, which understandable, I guess, when I think about it. And I would have liked to have seen how that wheel spun doing it that way. So any memorable game show moments that you have? There's another topic. That's okay, but it'd be better with food. And then yes, I'm working through this. Can you play some music? Sweet names you could see. One of them's a little electronic. And then it's recognizable even if I don't sing it, and it's a lot of flats. And then yeah, I don't want to think too much about it. That's the thing. You know, like I've been doing. Well, is it too much or is it the understandable amount? Oh, see, I want to watch that, so I'll watch that while he's doing the thing. But yeah, so basically, I think a little bit before bed, but then we want to sleep is good now. I'll just say, you know, think about it. You can maybe tell me a couple of things briefly in the morning, and then and we'll go from there. So, yeah. So anyway, how are the holidays to everybody? Okay, you lost. Yeah. What do the holidays look like for you? What would you like them to look like? You know, that's one thing I will say, and I feel like I said it in one of my other recent videos, but that's one thing I will say is that even if they don't look, if the holidays don't look like what you and the person left, and we're 40 something minutes in, so I mean, if I don't wait for someone to be here hearing it while I say it, will they? Yes, here we are. So, even if the holidays don't look like you would like them to look, I would like you to possibly consider, and you know, don't be too hard on me if it doesn't go well, but I think one of the things I'm about to suggest would hopefully go well. Um, One of the things would suggest is if there are certain people that you're not sure you want to be around during the holidays, maybe they're a bit difficult to be around or whatever. There's a part of me, again, don't be mad at me if I'm wrong, and you know these people better than I do, and the ones that I'm thinking of, like that I'm going to be around, it's like they have moments where they're all right, and I'm hoping that that's the way they'll be tomorrow. Um, but I would like to suggest that maybe you see if you can, especially if you're not doing much else for the holidays but would like to, that maybe you see if you can find a way to be comfortable and try for a little bit. And you might actually have a blessing in that I don't. Well, for the most part, which is if it's not going well, you might be easily able to get in your car if you have one. We don't, or catch a bus if you have a good transit system. We kind of don't, or I don't know, um, and leave, or at least step away briefly. Um, but there's a possibility that we can have somebody else bringing us home that I'm not very familiar with. Um, and I'd be very surprised if there's no kids and grandkids, but some people don't. So although 30 something grandparent is actually pretty common, it's weird because I thought of that. I feel like before I'd seen that show I was mentioning, and that was one of the ones somebody had. Um, I knew somebody, kind of, sort of, that was quite a young grandparent. But when they asked the guy about it, I think he was kind of saying he didn't have a very clear answer. I mean, somebody says, "How does that happen?" Well, your kid has kids young. That's how it happens. Like, I mean, and they did kind of make a joke, like, not with like a lot of detail. They're like, "But how?" Well, if you don't have a lot of detail, I think you know how, kind of thing. Anyway, but yeah, so um, I don't think we're going to be there that long anyway, and I just want to try and enjoy it as best as we can. I do want to, eat, and that, give them the stuff, and then that's good enough. That's really all we need to be there for, you know. I don't want to jinx things one way or another, but I just hope that Kale doesn't want to stay longer. Because then maybe we'll go for a walk in the neighborhood. Maybe I'll show G my grandparents' house. It does look pretty much the same from the outside. At last I saw it anyway, which was it had already been sold and bought once, I think twice, maybe even. Um, it's very old style, but it's the shape of the house. You can't really change it very much. It's one of those unique ones that has a very peaky peak at the front. You know, you could probably actually stand on the ground and roof most of it, or with a ladder without getting on the roof. Um, but what was especially special was the inside, with the kitchen nook, small kitchen though, the sliding carpets in the bathroom, and the themed basement. They had a log cabin room in one of those big fireplaces. Not like a big one, just like a little plug-in one. Well, maybe fake fireplaces, most of them might be plug-in, but just like a little portable one. It didn't even look like a fireplace, really. It looked like a Yule log a little bit. And then they had a Scottish theme room. In fact, that was the first one. And then they had a whole other part of the basement, which was like the laundry room and unfortunately, first of all, a ballet dancer for a famous ballet company was the first one to move in. And I think it was, he bought it that way, but they modernized it, and that's always, whether it's your childhood home. It was funny when Grandpa said, "Just say I wanted to go look at my childhood home." Which, why would she assume, even if I was in my 20s, that it would still look like that? And it says it wasn't. We moved there after high school. And I don't really want to go snooping around in the bedroom very much, to be honest, or, in the house in general. That one room is kind of cool, though. I don't know how cluttered it is, You probably say it doesn't have good feng shui, but I think that's how you say it. But it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool, and maybe something would jump out at me, and I'll ask, "Can I have this?" I noticed it up there, because he hasn't really been there that much. This just soaks in so fast. He hasn't really been there all that much. One or two Christmases, maybe one or two other times. They came here a few times, and it just ahead. And then there was the pandemic, although that didn't slow things down for us for too long, as far as like you know, we're around each other anyway. I think was what she said. Um, um, and I think sometimes you wear a mask, and then there was the fallout, and then yeah. So, but right. So yeah, that yeah. Just to finish off that one, I would say, again, best in that with that, and your situation, your people, to quote Grace. But I would like to suggest that maybe you try, especially like you say, if you don't have a lot of other, like you're not, finding other random people online to visit with, or you're not, or maybe, you know, within like local groups or whatever that you're in. Um, I've looked at one like that, but mostly I've not really looked into that. I don't even know if I'd know where to begin. But or if you're kind of feeling a little mixed, but you kind of want to, in general, like to maybe do that, Now, the plan that I have kind of came into my knowledge, and it sounded intriguing, so I didn't want to say no. Uh, kind of. I've known about it for a few days, I guess, maybe a week, but it um, yeah, it kind of explains a little bit. Um, but before then, I figured we might, and with your sister too, but I figured otherwise, just keeping it simple, just the two of us. But you know what? It's always just the two of us, and as much as that's great and enjoyable most of the time, um, but sometimes it's so annoying. No, but usually it's not. It's so, yes, it's comfortable, it's familiar, but it's so usual, you know. So like what always is, But again, I'm not necessarily complaining about that either. But so I'll wait to make my second suggestion. Hopefully, I won't have to wait too long, and hopefully, I'll remember what it is by the time that somebody tunes in. It's the second time today I've heard "Happy Christmas." It's one of those wordings. Like it kind of sounds cool. It kind of sounds like it's not for some people though. That's the thing. Um, was that the song I heard Maxie do today? I think it was. Was it? Or was it White Christmas? I don't remember. Anyway, so yeah, that's brunch, and then later in the day, I'm gonna do our own thing and make some nice food and just have a relaxing time. Maybe watch a PAR Christmas, um, something, And that's the other suggestion I would make. Whether you see anybody else during the holidays or not, to do special, I was gonna say it, but there was two people here, and they both left at the same time. Maybe they don't celebrate Christmas, and they're like, "Oh, this is about Christmas," which lots of things are right now. Never mind. But that's what I would say, though. It's like I'd really rather there be someone here when I say it, though. And lots of people, when they're doing their family get-togethers, they do gifts later in the day. So this isn't solely about Christmas. I'm not even going to roll for super much longer either, just so you know. But whether you look at it as a Christmas thing, or just a way to get through the day or the evening, um, and I thought I was approaching that in a good way. But okay, doing nice things for yourself. I mean, we always should do that, when we feel that we can and need to, as we're able. But especially this time of year, I would say, yeah, whether that's buying yourself something, making yourself a certain meal, whether it's a favorite meal or something you want to try out or whatever, um, watching things you enjoy watching. That's really, there was somebody briefly there and heard me say, do nice things for yourself. So we're 56 minutes in. I don't know if somebody else would hear the rest of it. But other than that, I'm not sure what the rest of this is, to be honest. I've made some suggestions. I've been here for almost an hour, open to chatting. Hasn't been much of that. I'm just glad there's not been any trolls or anything, Usually there isn't. There shouldn't be. There's no need for that. The person that was here did said a couple things. I'm not sure if it was something I said or nothing to do with me reason that they left. But, not personal, in other words. But they did, so. Been a bit boring and lonely, and I don't want to live too much longer, so. I don't get this one part, but this song, this Christmas song that I'm not that familiar with, has a really nice lyric. I don't know if you know this song or not. I'll read a section of the lyrics and tell me. I don't think it's very popular, but then the lyrics and music by section, that's kind of well known. The stars that twinkle and sing to your eyes, and under the tree there's a present that says, unwrap me and get a surprise. Like, no, but it's Christmassy stuff. You're like, ooh, I might have a guess. Or, no, what was that? And having joy through the years. You'll be showing your own kid a tree. Then at last, my friend, you know how happy it can be. And trying to be there for others. I think that's very admirable, whether it goes well or not. There is a very special feeling to giving. There is. Being able to do for someone else. Even if, like you say, you mixed feelings about that person because maybe they've made things challenging in the past, their type of personality, like they're narcissist, they're toxic, whatever, that was one that that was one that I heard Julie do the other day. It sounded kind of interesting, but I don't know. Yeah, so we could talk about, okay, while you laugh. How about that? Just kidding. Why'd you leave me? We talk about the holidays. We can talk about what you're doing instead of celebrating the holidays. Um, a song you might want to hear. And I'll go for another maybe 15-20 minutes. I heard the bells on Christmas Day, on Christmas Day, Christmas Day. I heard the bells on Christmas Day, Christmas Day in the morning. On Christmas Day in the morning. Well, I've had him do that song a couple times recently. I don't hate it. I did see someone doing it though, and it didn't, because too many were sounding at once, and it wasn't done in a meditational type of way. I didn't really like it that much, to be honest. Um, just making a quick little note here about something tomorrow. But yeah, I wonder who does that other song. There's more than one song called Joy to the World. Do you know who does the non-Christmas one? I know I could Google it, but right now I have that having something else up on it, and that device is frozen, and this device I'm doing this on. So if you know, or you can find out, that'd be great. Appreciate it. You both left, but maybe you both went to look it up, and you both come back and answer at the same time. That'd be funny. It would be hilarious. Hilarious, hilarious. This is the dawning of the age of hilarious. I wonder if that's an existing parody already. That would be funny. Funny hee hee or funny ha ha? I don't know. That I'm not sure. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Boom, boom. Shoo-doo, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo. That's a big one. I'm just going to finish looking through this songbook. If you request songs in general you'd like to hear or a topic while I'm doing so, great. If you keep leaving, it's not exactly motivating. Plus, I do have some other things to do soon anyway. And, yeah. Anyway, you doing? Hey! Be good. Honey, hey! What are you doing over there by the fridge? Silly dog. So yes, I'm going to be wrapping up in about 10-15 minutes. So if you got a song request, if there's anything you'd like to talk about, now's your opportunity. rocking around the Christmas tree. I'm confusing that with the other one I saw. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree, you're standing there in beauty. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree, you're standing there. You know, the only garment that we did get does make me somewhat think of someone I talked about some of that stuff with. And is there anything that stands out? Step away if we need to. I want to show you a little bit of the house just quickly. I'm not going to look at anything too in depth. And whether we do so or not, we can also talk about it. It's like, let's just finish eating quick and say we want to get back home, prepare the rest of the day. Um, we'll visit while we're eating. If we're enjoying it and we want to keep it leisurely, that's great. If we want to rush it a little bit, we'll say, okay, well, we're here to get back home, do a few things. Thanks for the meal. Thanks for having us. Yeah, can you bring us to go in the same way, So hopefully it won't be so whatchamacallit that she wouldn't say yes. I'm not sure if I know that song or not. Getting ever close to wrapping up. So again, if you have a song request, if you have something you'd like to talk about, now is the opportunity. Glad to have you here. I wish you Merry Christmas if you celebrate. I wish you a happy day either way. That's a great way to put it, isn't it? Oh, happy day. I know that's a bit of a faith song, but just the way I said it made me think of it. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Happy day. Oh, happy day. Happy day. I'm kind of eager to get on with things, though, so excited to rather. It is so early, though. I mean, it's been dark for more than an hour, and it feels like it's later than it is. So, but it isn't. So, like I say, that's kind of why I'm not rushing. But I'm sort of hungry. I'm also not rushing because I'm Scottish, Scandinavian, Norwegian, and burp. Burp. Excuse me. English. But that's another interesting question. What is something interesting about your culture that most people don't know, or that you just like to talk most about? Also, if you have any cultural ways in which you like to celebrate the holidays, because even though it likely wouldn't be tonight, and it might not end up being fitting into tomorrow, that might be something I'd like to look at. Maybe trying to replicate some of those ways and kind of have a cultural experience once like we do the festival here, because the ones that we don't get to, we've done that the past couple of years. So fortunately nobody's here to answer that now, but I do hope that people will, and I might watch this back tomorrow and get some ideas for what I might do tomorrow or the next day. So I'll try and remind myself of that idea too, of asking that again, whether it gets any answers or not. But I'm thinking this far in, and nobody's watching currently, I'm thinking it's not likely to. But anyway, so I'm going to wrap it up now, put a bow on it, put some wrapping paper around it, and say bye for now. Everybody has a good one.